I mean, I was looking at actually at the OpShop Facebook page. I'll bring it up, even up until, where is it?
There is an OpShop Facebook. Wow. Yeah.
I was looking at that just before I came on to talk to you, and I'll bring the screen up, and I can even see there that there was things getting cancelled, performances getting cancelled last year, and this is this has been, I guess, the last 2 years for I mean, we did have that kind of 14 months in between where we in New Zealand lived like no one else in the world with literally no COVID in the country, but in general, and we're seeing it now, there's been a lockdown. So tell us your experiences. How's it been?
Horrible. Yeah, horrible. Again, just the gate being closed, not feeling like your freedoms have been impinged upon. And without going into, I guess, the medical side of it, because I'm certainly no medical professional, so I'm very reluctant to, talk about any of that. What I probably would say, though, is that I got really, really despondent and really bummed out, actually, that, you've got any dissenting debate, almost all dissenting debate, or actually any debate, shut down. Highly qualified medical professionals and specialists being muzzled, literally. That seemed highly suspicious to me right at the beginning. And so I wish those people had an opportunity, or will get an opportunity to say what they wanted to say. That would be helpful for everyone. So I won't dwell on that, but my experience is, you'll notice on that OpShop page, that was supposed to be last New Year's, but I just had I just read the zeitgeist, I guess, and I called the Christchurch City Council at the time and said, "Hey, look, dudes, I'm probably not going to be popular for this, but if this becomes mandated, I cannot conscionably come down and do this show." And I was offered a potential exemption about it. I was like, man, that would be so hypocritical of me to do that. And so I just had to be very clear and say, hey, look, well, I'm gutted because I'd love to play. I really would love to play, especially back home in Christchurch, to a really good audience in Hagley Park and with my mates, and do that. But yeah, I couldn't. I gave them probably about 4 months' notice, 4 or 5 months' notice, and I even told the guys in the band, I was like, "Hey, look, if you need to find someone to front the band because you still want to do the show, I completely get it. I mean, it sucks, but I completely get it. So if you feel you need to tag me out, I can take that on the chin. That's fine."
Has that happened? Because I was looking at your, I mean, I'm not saying this is all real, but your OpShop Wikipedia page talks about past members Jason Kerrison, as if you're no longer a part of OpShop.
Does it? I don't know, man.
Yeah. I know. Well, that's why I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. It says right there, past members Jason Kerrison. Do we need to announce something to the world, Jason?
Yeah, probably.
Well, that Wikipedia is wrong.
Honest, man. I can't see it. I can't see that happening again.
How come?
Yeah. Other things happened in the background as a result of my decision about that.
Amongst you guys?
Yeah, and it kind of revealed to me a few things, and it's sad. I think what's happened with this, situation means that a lot of families have been broken up, a lot of relationships have been broken up, a lot of workplaces have been completely polarized and divided. I think it's a very sad thing, right? So
you're talking more the not about OpShop now. You're talking about in society in general when you're talking about a lot of relationships. Or are you talking about OpShop still?
But I'm reluctant to get into the details with with OpShop. But suffice to say, it would be difficult for us to come together again without really addressing what happened there. So, because the thing is, like most people, to me at least, they're like, man, you're being a conspiracy theorist. There's no way they're going to mandate those. It's completely impossible and implausible. I'm like, well, you're entitled to your opinion, and I'm entitled to mine. I mean, as they say, the read of a good, healthy democracy is that I'm allowed to have an opinion that you can disagree with, and I'm totally fine with that. And actually totally fine with being wrong as well. But turns out I wasn't. So, yeah.
When you say you weren't wrong, about what specifically are you meaning?
Oh, the mandates at that point. Because I was pretty clear in my interpretation of what was going down that the mandates were going to be implemented.
So just so I'm clear as well, just take one half step back. You're saying if the gig on New Year's Eve had been a vaccinated only gig, mandated, you couldn't perform. That's what we're saying?
That's what I said.
Yeah. And so when you're saying that you were right, you were saying that you were projecting into the future that there was going to be restrictions put on people who weren't vaccinated, and that's what you were right about when I said what were you right about?
Yeah.
Cool, with you.
Yeah. So that was really upsetting. Upsetting that they were mandated, because it just seemed like draconian measures to me. But that's just only my opinion.
Yeah, sure.
But it also was sad that that resulted in a lot of people losing work, like me at that point, who decided that they didn't want to play along in that regard. So, yeah, I can't see us performing again.
That's sad. I mean, it's always a bit hard for me when I'm talking to musicians of my era. So I've been singing and whistling along to One Day right up until when you came on to the podcast, and I've had to make sure, checking every time that you weren't in the background there hearing me whistling away, and I do it all the time. I did it to what's her name from Golden Horse when I talked to her, and it's like because when I'm talking to someone, I like to go into their catalog and have a listen. And,
cool.
And then it gets stuck in my head, and then I'm like, okay, I got to. How terrible would it be if Jason turned up and I'm still whistling along or singing along to One Day? It would just be awful.
That'd be cool, man.
So in other words, it's a part of it's. I mean, we're the same age, so it certainly is a part. And I was working for More FM from the late 1990s, so wow. That's right in that period. So your catalog is a huge part of. I'm not going to say my upbringing. I was older than that, but certainly a part of my life in a very formative stage. So it's really sad to hear that you're saying, well, never say never. You're not saying never, but you're saying it's what I hear you saying is it would be a stretch for you guys to get back together under the current circumstances. There'd have to be some pretty significant water under the bridge for you guys to work together again.
Totally, man. Yeah, I felt betrayed, to be honest. But yeah, that's probably the worst I could say about it.
Well, not to go into the details, but I'd be interested to know if not to talk specifics, but when you say that everyone's entitled to their own opinion, if they had a different opinion from you, I mean, unless it's obviously deeper than that, how does that become betrayal?
I can't go into the details.
Okay, all right. No. Fair enough. Obviously, there's more that you don't want to talk about.
I hear what you're saying, man. Yeah, totally. It's not just a decision I made. There was other things that happened as a result of the decision I made that made me go, okay, well, that's not cool.